Hey YouTube, this is just for the record. We might die today. So hit the brake. We got baby girl number 2, man. Hopefully we survive. Come on, follow the road. Hey, what's going on YouTube? Day 2. Today, what we're gonna focus on is gonna be the brake calipers. This is the brake caliper. These are your brake pads. You listening? So this right here is what make the car from stopping. This is a cylinder. Whenever you press the brakes, this cylinder comes out and make these brake pads tight, so it stops the disc from moving and it stops the wheels. So what we're gonna be doing today, we're gonna put a brand new one. If you're not replacing, can you see the top, baby?
I know. Okay.
This is why we're replacing this one. It's been sitting here for years. So if you are not replacing the new one and you're using the old one, what you can do, you leave your brake pad in, and with a C-clamp, you clamp these so you can press the cylinder all the way in so it can be flush. You put your new brake pads without disconnecting the brake lines, man. If you disconnect the brake lines, you will get air in the lines and then you're gonna have to bleed them. Right now we're gonna have to bleed them, but this is for you if you're not replacing this. So as you can tell, this one been sitting for a while, so we're gonna replace this guy right here. So before we do disconnect this one, man, we're gonna put together the brake calipers and the brake pads. The brake pads got 2 sides. This one right here is where the bolts go in. This one right here, it just got the little hooks. So whenever you buy your brake pads, they come with new gear. This one's right here, you want to use it. The reason why is you can keep the brake pad in place. Sometimes when they're new, they're a little bit too tight. So the only thing you gotta do is move it around a little bit, make it a little bit wider so you can fit them. So you can fit the brake pads in the calipers. This should be fine. Let's try. This is gonna be the inside. This brake pad right here goes to the cylinder. So this one right here, you see? So okay, you see how the cylinder got an opening right here? Okay, so the brake pad is gonna put it in and you're gonna hook it in. You see? So that is gonna keep it in place. The little metal piece, you see how it's not moving? So it's gonna keep it in place. Now this one right here, it just got 2 hooks in the back. You see them? This one's right here. This one's, they're just gonna be on the caliper. So you're gonna hook them right there and they're gonna stay there. Before we disconnect the lines, we're gonna connect the brake pad. I mean the brake caliper. The reason why is gonna be easier. So you put in your brake pad, your brake caliper, and it's gonna sit right there. The tools that you need for this is a 3/8 hex, so we can tie the caliper. This little 3/8 wrench, we're gonna use it to bleed the brakes. So right now we're gonna put these bolts, they go from back to front. The bracket, you gotta make sure the bracket is sitting right. Well, the caliper is sitting right on the bracket. Okay, once it's in, you're just gonna drive it in with your hand. Make sure it's sitting right. I'm not gonna spin it because I got the other one on top, but I usually spin it. Make sure it's good. Once they're good, this is the hex for the bolts in the back. This is how we're gonna tie it. I'm gonna tie these down. So what we did yesterday? Well, tell me, man.
Put the bearings on the disc.
The bearings and what else?
Put the bearings on the disc.
Put the bearings on the disc. Yep. So I'm not gonna tie it all the way in. Then I'm gonna hit the bottom one to make sure it goes in easy. And don't forget, we always work with chanclas. Safety first. That one is tight already. Now this one is tight. So now that we got him in, I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Now we got it in there inside. And still spinning. Now, since these ones are rusted, we're not gonna use the ratchet to take it off. The easiest way for us is gonna be the impact. So pass me the hose. Come on, Rocco, I need the hose. Thank you. We even got the dogs watching in the back. As soon as you disconnect this brake line, you're gonna see brake fluid coming out. Okay, brake line is off. You see the fluid dripping. I should have put a little bucket underneath. That was my fault. So I guess you're gonna have to be cleaning the floor later on. Okay. This comes with the kit with the new brake caliper. You need one on the outside. Then in the back, you gotta look where the line goes. I forgot to remove the cap. Make sure you remove the plastic cap. Put the brake line in. The reason why we put the brake caliper first is because the brake line, it goes a certain way, and it's better to do it like this, easier. Then I'm trying to twist it outside. Make sure the bolt goes in correctly. You don't want to strip down the bolt. You gotta be able to do it by hand. If you're not able to do it by hand, something is not right. Right now. There it goes. Okay, now that it went in by hand, grab your ratchet, 7/16. I want to make sure it's tight. Alright, brake line is tight. So this already completes everything. We got the disc, we got the bearings, we got the dust cap, Oh, the only thing that we did yesterday was paint it. But this black right here is gonna wear off after we start hitting the brakes. We got the new caliper. Now, the most important thing is bleeding the brakes. Remember what we did over there? You were helping me with pressing down the brakes. So bleeding the brakes is a two-person job. Since Jesse was not strong enough, we're gonna need the assistance of Uncle Charles. Go get you, Uncle. Oh, first, man, you wanna make sure you got plenty of brake fluid, that your thing is full, your master cylinder is full with brake fluid, because we're about to start making a mess right now. Matter of fact, let me see this. Charles, can you help me with the brakes again, Mato?
Most def.
Alright, so right here in the back, let me see. This little guy right here, this one is the bleeder right here. What we're gonna do is gonna press the brakes 3 times and hold it down. Once he holds it down, we're gonna open up the bleeder. Brake fluid is gonna come out. He's gonna feel the brakes going in, and then we're gonna do it multiple times until we see that the brakes are hard. Well, the brake pedal is hard. So let's do this. Look right here. Come here. You see? No. You see this right here? Come here, Janie. Come on, man. I brought you over here to play. This is what we're gonna open up so we can get all the air out. Since we put a brand new one, this is gonna be full of air. So when we open this one and he's holding down the brakes, the brake fluid is gonna come out of here. Once it comes out, we're gonna close it, and then he's gonna let go of the brakes and start pressing again, pumping. So we're about to do that right now. We were having trouble with the 3/8. I don't know why. It's not good, but we got the socket now. But anyway, hit it 3 times and then hold it down. You holding it?
Yeah.
Alright, let go and bump it again. You holding it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we got liquid coming out. First it was just air. Hold on, don't let go yet. Alright, pump it 3 times and let it go. I mean, I hold it.
Alright.
You holding it?
Yeah, I'm holding it.
We got way more fluid this time. Alright. Alright, let it go. How'd the brakes feel?
About the same as the first.
Hard?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I appreciate you, Wayne.
Yeah.
So, man, to bleed the brakes is usually a 2-person job. The reason why is you want to be you gotta keep the brake pedal all the way down. That way, you know, it's gonna create force. Whenever you open up the bleeder, all the pressure, well, you should feel the brake pedal go all the way in, and you will feel fluid coming down. The first 2 times it was just air. Again, this is a brand new caliper, so it had no fluid inside. After that, man, you just want to do it a couple of more times. That way, you know, you're just getting fluid. The reason why is because if you get air in the lines, whenever you're driving and you press the brakes are not gonna hold. You're just gonna feel the brake pedal go all the way in. That's what happened once you get air in your lines. So, baby girls, what we did yesterday?
The bearings on the disc.
The bearings and the disc, okay. So after the bearings and the disc, what we did today?
Brake caliper.
Brake caliper and the brake pads. So all this right here, this is what makes the car stop. In the back, we got brake drums. I don't know how to mess with drums. Those I gotta go with the neighbors who can help me out. Brake drums, man, that's the one thing that I don't know how to work on. But this all day long. So for now, this is what we got so far. What we're gonna do still the brakes seems like they were holding good. I guess it was used calipers, but I already bought the brake booster and the master cylinder, so we're just gonna go ahead and replace everything. So again, man, this is the basics on how to change your brakes, man. If you're not replacing the brake, oh no, if you're not replacing the brake calipers with a C-clamp and your brake pad, you just put the C-clamp right here, press it all the way in until you compress the cylinder. Once the cylinder is flush with the caliper, you can put your brake pads. So that's the only difference, man. And you do not disconnect your brake line. That way you don't have to bleed your brakes. So this, as you can tell, man, this car been parked for a while. Brakes were not good on it, and this is why we did the brakes today, man. So again, day number 2, brakes, full brakes. We did the disc, bearings, master brake calipers, and the brake pads. So y'all know how to do this, right? Mm-hmm. We still got more cars, and I'm gonna let y'all do them on the next one. So man, we've been driving the car for a little bit. We're doing a little test drive. I got my baby girls with me. I want them to see, you know, how it feels now that we actually got brakes. This is the first time we take this car out, man, and she's been doing good, man. We still gotta do an oil change. I did bought the booster and the master cylinder, so even though the brakes are good now, we're still gonna go ahead and replace them. And gotta do the oil change, spark plugs, and wires, man. So again, little work with my little girls, man. They don't want to be on camera. They're all shy. One of them is laying in the back seat, looking all crazy. But thank you for watching, man. And I'll get more videos, man. More update on the build of this car, man. Thank you for watching.